Good morning. Welcome to the saw shop. I've got the rest of my bunch dropped off in the deer woods this morning. I've been as you can probably hear from my voice, I've been a little bit under the weather. So it's a little cool down in the high 30s here this morning. So I didn't think I wanted to go out there and sit in that weather the way I've been feeling. So I thought, what else can I do? Well, I've always got chainsaw work to do. So we come out here. I've got this MS290. Got it tore down, and I got the I've got the timing wheel on it, and I thought I would come and I wanted to briefly explain how I set the timing wheel up, and because I get a lot of questions about that, and also how to check the timing on a cylinder head like this. So how I check, first thing you do is you tear it all down, go ahead and get a flywheel off, all that kind of stuff. Leave the cylinder on it, but get the muffler off, get the carburetor off, so you can take a flashlight and see down in and see in the ports. And then what I bought this. This is a Motion Pro timing wheel. I got off of Amazon. I had to, when I got it, so what I done is I bought a 1/2-inch drive drill chuck off of Amazon as well. And then I took a Unibit, kind of like this. And I perfectly matched that hole in my timing wheel with the size, the diameter of the thread that's in that chuck in there, because that chuck will come apart. It'll thread the shank for the chuck and then the chuck that screws together. So I sized it perfectly, size of that thread, and then I used just a little bit of white lithium tape and wrapped around it so it'd be a good snug fit so it wasn't wobbling, and then I'll tighten that down. So that's what I've used for my chuck setup here for my timing wheel. And then what I do is I just before I put it on, I go ahead and I'll take my screwdriver, go in the spark plug hole, and I'll push down until it's all the way down. And then I know that's pretty close to where bottom dead center is. I mean, it's all over it right there. And so that tells me where I can go ahead and kind of set it up. But reason I checked that before is you want your BDC or bottom dead center somewhere close to where you can hook up a wire to a screw in the crankcase, because that's going to be your pointer. And so I usually use my solder that I check my squish with. And so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of point that right where it's sitting right now. And then I'm gonna show you how I kind of fine tune that to check it. So then what I do is I roll it about 45 degrees forward, and I push back down and see where it returned to +1. All right, then I go back to 45 degrees the other way, and I push down, and it returned to +3. So I'm gonna set it on +2. So now that's splitting the difference there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hold downward pressure, and at the bottom it'll just kind of barely rock. A lot of times, depending on how many hours, depending on how old the saw is and stuff like that, they'll rock anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees at the bottom when you'll feel a little spot there. And so what I do is I'll rock it. This one's actually pretty tight, so it's like +3, -3. All right, so that I know that if I'm +3, -3, then I know I'm dead on bottom dead center with my pointer, because that's dead in the middle of that. So I checked it backwards 45, forward 45, and then I rocked it to see what my plus or minus was. And you guys split the difference, and you're at perfect bottom dead center. So now that I found bottom dead center, let me get my flashlight here. I'm gonna cut this light off here so I can see a little bit better. We're gonna find exhaust timing first. So we're gonna stick this flashlight down in the plug hole, and you can see it lighting up the exhaust right there. So I'm gonna roll it around, get the top dead center. There's top dead center. And then I'm gonna start rolling it forward, and when we get about to 90, I'm gonna get down there and start looking. about right there. So that's sitting at 93. And that's not exactly what I wanted to see. But it is what it is, and it gives me a baseline of where I'm gonna work from, what I gotta do. Now, we're gonna roll it. So with 93, that's gonna give me 100 and, let's see, 87, it's gonna be 154 degrees of duration. Now, we're gonna roll forward and we're gonna look at the intake, and I'm gonna see where the piston opens at the bottom of the intake. Right about there. And that's at 100 past bottom dead center, which is pretty good. That's my standard like I like. So that gives me, no, I said 174 a while ago. I've actually got 174 on that duration up there. And the bottom's gonna be 160. All right. And then let's look at, let me check the, find the ports here. Blinded myself. Let's come this way. There we go. That's better. All right. All right, and that's at 55 and 93. So we got about 38 degrees, if I'm doing the math right. 55, yep. We got 38 degrees of blowdown. All right, so